What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the inaugural episode of The Checkpoint here on Save Station.
Woo!
I, I'm your host for this episode, Marley. I've been on a couple other videos with Carson before, but joining me today is Carson
Hello, everybody.
and Nate.
Hey guys.
Nate looks a little confused about that voice Carson just did. You
Yeah.
guys obviously can't see it because this is an audio podcast.
You never know what's gonna come out of my mouth. You never know.
God,
Okay.
you're lucky I'm censoring myself. I could have made a comment.
All right, guys. So this is gonna kind of for the new listeners. They're all new, technically.
Technically.
So this is gonna be our
Sure.
gaming podcast. One of us is gonna come up with a topic each week and just kind of talk about it. But we're also gonna talk about what we're currently playing. So with that, Carson, why don't you kick us off? What are you currently playing?
All right, I've got a few things in the pipeline. So, mainly Overwatch.
Yep.
And that's been a kind of a reoccurring thing ever
That-
since it came
that's-
out.
That's been a constant for all of us,
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
been like a constant gaming.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah, like, holy cow, it's so good. And with their event system, they had a summer games system, and then we had
Yep.
the Halloween event that's going on right
I
now.
need that witch mercy.
Right. Everyone needs that.
Did you get the
Waifu
Genji skin
confirmed.
the
No.
last special
So
event?
for those of you who don't know, Carson loves Genji, but he did not get the Olympic skin.
You know who
Nate-
got it? I got
Nate
it.
did. Yeah, and
But-
Nate, how much Genji do you play?
I think I have a total of like maybe 5 minutes.
0 seconds.
No,
Nice.
I played him once or twice. And then I switched because he's terrible.
I think you tried him because you got the skin just to like see,
that sounds about
and you're like,
right.
you know what? Don't like this character.
I mean,
but
it's-
I'm still
I-
salty because
You gotta
I don't
play
I
have
the
was
true
lucky enough to
character.
get my Diva Olympic skin.
If you want to
Sadly,
be
she
good at Overwatch, you got to play Defensive Reaper. It's the best character in the game.
sadly Diva got the short end of the stick
yeah,
for
skins,
Halloween this time around, but that's okay
highlight
because
intros
Could have made her a pumpkin.
Witch Mercy
makes up for it.
so hot.
Girl.
Very true.
Like,
yeah,
every time her screen comes on when I'm like waiting for games to start, I'm just like, oh boy, you're a cartoon character.
Calm down.
But
yeah. So
I digress.
yeah, so I play a lot of Overwatch. I did pick up one game that I've slowly been playing, and that's Song of the Deep.
Okay,
it's by
that's the games.
Yeah, that was a
GameStop published one?
GameStop published game.
Okay.
And it was developed by Insomniac Games.
Oh, I didn't know they were behind that.
Yeah, it was like a
Okay.
small little project. It got funded by GameStop, so they did it.
That's awesome.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool game. Currently, I'm stuck. At one point, I don't know what to do. So
Uh-huh.
I've just kind of been like going back every so often just to see if I can figure it out.
Uh-huh.
But Overwatch has been the main focus there. It's a pretty, for quick like crash course on what it is. Basically, it has like a cool stylized art, like storybook type art to it. So when they're talking about the plot, and there's this little girl that's looking for her father that went diving underwater to find like some treasure,
Okay.
and he disappeared. So she had to create her own like submarine and go underwater and try and find clues of what happened to him and stuff. So
Okay.
whenever they're explaining like story, it's kind of like this storybook will open up kind of, and you'll have this like kind of watercolor type art explaining with narration over top of it.
Okay, that
it's
sounds cool.
It's a side scroller also. So that's
Nice.
It's a 3D side scroller, you know what I mean when I say that.
Okay.
So it's a pretty cool game. It's I think $20. So it's
Alright.
not fully priced. So yeah, if you guys want like a change of pace from all the other games out there,
Yeah.
it's a cool little game for sure.
Cool.
So yeah, so Overwatch, Song of the Deep, and I guess I played Smash Brothers a few times too. Randomly.
Well, that doesn't count because you're in a constant state of Smash
Yeah, it's
Brothers.
true. It's true. So
Like even when you're not
Yeah.
playing Smash Brothers, you're playing Smash Brothers.
it's true.
So
We're watching competitive Smash Brothers.
we're watching
That's
competitive.
so true.
All right.
This is actually an intervention, Carson. You have a
Oh.
problem.
We brought you here for a specific reason.
Nate's gonna snap your copy of Smash.
The
We're gonna
joke's on
break
you.
it
I've already
clean.
done it.
Oh no.
It's gone.
All right.
I put it in a
So,
blender.
Oh my
Nate,
gosh.
what about you, Nate? What are
Brutal.
you playing right now?
I've been playing a lot of Warcraft with the new expansion.
Lucky. I wanna play Legion so bad, but
It's so good. It's one of their
I just
best
don't have the
expansions.
time for an time or energy to get into an MMO again.
You should just get good and
Question.
Yes.
What's a legion?
what's a legion?
Yeah.
Oh God, you're such a casual.
The Burning Legion.
What's a WoW?
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking kill him. I have like
To be fair, Nate,
I have so many books you can just read. They're all really good.
Seriously though, I've never played WoW in
Yeah,
my
I
life.
figured that.
Yeah.
It's this
If
thing
we
called
were
an
to get into a
MMORPG.
history lesson about the Burning Legion and what they are,
Oh,
we would
gosh.
never get to our main
Oh,
topic.
jeez.
No, that would take like 4 hours.
That's a me and Nate
I got you.
Conversation.
I got you.
conversation.
But no,
maybe another episode down the road.
the new zones are awesome. The class like hall and the class campaign makes each class feel unique again.
That's
And
cool.
fun. Instead of being like, all right, you get a new set of skills and that's really it.
Now, does it do the? Because what happened with Warlords, and when I checked out was, I wanted to play Warlords mostly for the lore stuff, because obviously I love the
Right.
orcs, I love Uratan, but it got to a point where I hit this spot where I wasn't experiencing any lore stuff because they were like, level up your garrison and level up this and that. Now, have they kind of toned back on that in Legion?
All right. So when you go to your class hall, it's basically your garrison now. You don't have to like level up different, like build different things. It kind of just happens a little bit more fluidly.
Okay.
And then that's also where you decide where you're gonna go quest for the
Okay.
main story. There's like, I think 4 or 5 different zones that you
Okay.
go to your class hall and you pick which zone you want to go quest in. You go do all the quests there and story there, and then you come back and you choose the next one.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And you get to do all the little garrison missions. Plus now it's on your cell phone, which makes garrison missions way easier because I don't actually have to be logged in to do them.
So you can just kind of check in and click them, and
Yeah,
then
I mean you run
Okay.
out of resources pretty fast doing that because you're not gathering any.
yeah.
But no, that's great, and I'm just loving it. And on top of that, the only other thing I'm playing is the Uncharted collection again.
Okay.
Because
I
they're
have
amazing.
yet to do that.
I highly recommend it.
I've played 1 before, and I've played most of 2.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I meant to get the collection because obviously 4 is out, and I own a PS4. I feel like I should probably get Uncharted 4.
Yeah,
But I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Quick question, Nate. What's your favorite? If you had to, maybe can you rank the Uncharted games really quick?
Oh God.
For your favorite. Your favorite.
Well, the last one was so good. It's been so long since I've played these.
Yeah.
Um,
I know there for a long time there was a raging debate that 2 or 3 between those two.
really.
And I knew a lot of people that love 2. I knew a lot of people that love 3.
I'd have to replay 2. I'm still in the middle of
Yeah.
playing 1, which is fantastic
But-
and just makes me
Okay.
crave more treasure.
So do you think 4 could probably be the best one?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It's an
technically it
it's
is.
an ending. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that's
conclusion of a
true.
story,
Yeah.
That's true.
and that nice, like, just that.
Nathan Drake,
Nathan Drake is amazing. I'm actually thinking of basing the
Indiana Jones.
my treasure hunter Star Wars character for that campaign, Marley.
Nice.
Based around Nathan Drake.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that was fun.
So, Marley, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What have you been playing?
Yeah, what have you been playing?
Oh, so
What-
seductive.
What have you been playing? Huh?
Uh-huh.
So, like you, a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Just so much Overwatch. Just I need that Mercy skin, guys. Real bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, I have this. I guess it's not a full game, but I've been playing the Dragon Quest Builders demo
Ooh.
on my PlayStation 4, and
I heard good things.
dude, it's so much fun. Like the demo alone. So what I like about it is like, because I played Minecraft a decent amount, and it's all the things I love about Minecraft, but without all the things that I don't love.
Yeah.
Like I don't like, and I know them like this is the thing people do love about it, but for me personally, like I don't like the lack of aimlessness
Yep.
in Minecraft, and I don't like the lack of instruction.
Right.
They just kind of drop you into a world and say go. And I know on the console version of Minecraft they talk to you a little bit more to help you get started. But I played it on the PC and they just drop you into the game.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to go and figure things out on your own. And it's like there's a certain amount of fun to that, but at the same time it's just like, come on, like
Yeah.
give me something here. Like I remember when I was playing Minecraft, I had to keep like the wiki open next to me and I had to keep consulting it, and it always kept me from getting like fully immersed.
Yep.
Dragon Quest Builders gets rid of a bunch of that. There's a quest. Your goal is to level up this city. So the storyline for the quick rundown is at the end of Dragon Quest 1, I think the Dragon Lord offers you half of the world if you don't fight him. Like, and the bad guy wins. And that's an ending you can pick.
Okay.
Dragon Quest Builders, the scenario is that the hero did choose that option. And the Dragon Lord took over the world. And so the world you're playing in Dragon Quest Builders is post that.
Okay.
And so all the cities have been destroyed, and humanity has kind of forgotten how to create things. And you're a builder, so you kind of wake up after thousands of years, I think thousands of years of sleep. You wake up, and you're the only one who remembers how to create. Yeah, it's kooky. It works.
That's pretty goofy.
In context.
How about them blue slimes? Where are they? What are they doing?
Man, the blue slimes are the best.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about Dragon Quest.
They're like the most iconic enemy.
Blue slimes.
So like, the game gives you a quest, but if I ever do want to wander off and just explore aimlessly, I can do that. But I know I've got this thing to come back to, and this thing to work towards.
You have a story.
Yeah, and visually, it's way more appealing than Minecraft is.
Totally. Like, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I've liked other Dragon Quest games in the past.
Yeah.
So I love the Akira Toriyama.
Well, the art is like, is it by the same guy?
It's the same character designer as Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It's Akira Toriyama. So it's visually, it's just so much easier to look at. It's so much easier on the eyes.
Yeah.
And let's note, I like the Minecraft style too, but this one is just, I can look at this one longer without my eyes getting strained and stuff.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
It's really cool. So it's listen, I know I'm only playing the demo, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it does the Minecraft thing better than Minecraft does.
Ooh, shots fired.
Shots fired. I'm calling it out right now.
Tempting to play.
It's a lot of like this, and the demo's pretty extensive. Like I've been playing it for the past 2 days, and I'm not done yet.
Oh wow.
So I've been really enjoying that. I kind of stopped playing it though because I didn't want to play too much of the demo, and then when I do get it, have to redo all that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. I know it gets pretty deep into like lore and stuff in terms of Dragon Quest monsters later on in the game too.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to hop deeper into that eventually when I can.
Okay.
And then other than that, I've been diving back into Pokemon here and there.
What?
I think we're getting a demo pretty soon, right?
We're getting a demo on Tuesday.
This upcoming week.
Yeah.
I gotta charge my DS.
Got to get that special Ash Greninja.
Yeah.
Ash Greninja.
Ash.
Ash Greninja.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, confused.
From the Pokemon anime.
Yep. He looks real cool.
What's different about him?
He's got like traces of Ash's character in his physical appearance. No, but I've been messing with Pokemon here and there a little bit. Still playing plenty of Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of what I have been playing.
Real quick, what's funny about the Ash Greninja being in the game is it kind of in a weird way makes Ash like canon within the games in a sense. Like it's kind of weird, like because he's never been in the games. You've always had Red. Red
Yeah.
was the character. Ash has never been a thing in the games,
Well, I
right?
mean, in the past they've distributed like Ash's Pikachu.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So I
So
mean, like clearly, that's just a fun little
That's
thing
kind
to
of
do.
fucked up. You're just giving away his Pikachu to like millions of players.
Yeah.
That's some cloning hacks going on right there.
Oh gosh.
it's Pokemon the first movie when they're cloning all the Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
This is some bullshit.
All Mewtwo was doing was actually just shutting off his game at the right time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cloning glitch.
That's all it was. It was pretty simple.
All right, everyone. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about our main topic, which is games that we really like or love that we feel are underappreciated. So we'll talk to you in a few. And we're back. All right. So, like I said before we took our break, today's topic are games that we feel are kind of underappreciated, maybe didn't get the love that they deserve, but they're games that we hold very near and dear to our hearts.
That's right.
So today we're gonna pour one out for all these underappreciated classics. So I'll start off. So my game is created by a little studio known as Level 5, responsible for Nino Kuni,
So good.
Pro-
That game's so
Professor Layton,
Yes. One
uh,
of these games.
These are so good.
Inazuma 11, which is like a weird
Don't know what that
anime
is.
soccer
No idea what that
RPG. Yokai Watch, which is their latest like kind of big smash hit.
And their best game that everyone knows, Metroid Federation Force.
That's not Level 5.
It is.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
No, that's next level, I think.
Oh, I always get those confused.
You
I've just outed myself.
Casual. We're gonna have to start like a casual counter.
How many times do you call someone a
Ah,
casual
dang it.
or a plebeian?
So-
I always mix those two up, by the way.
Yeah, we can
Well, that's
tell.
because you're not a real Nintendo fan.
I knew
Ah,
it. You didn't.
That
And
hurts
I
my
don't
feelings.
even. I don't even Nintendo.
I don't even Nintendo.
So Level 5 they're like an anomaly in the industry. They make these really quirky games that by all means shouldn't catch on, but they do. Like
Yeah.
all their games kind of become these huge successes. I mean, Inazuma 11's not huge over here, but it's huge in Japan.
Yeah.
Professor Layton is huge over
I
here.
love that game.
Yokai Watch is doing really well over here, from what I understand, enough to bring over the sequel. And it's like, I think it outsold Pokemon not too long ago in Japan.
That's impressive.
Oh, and they did Ni no Kuni. So,
Yeah.
and that's getting a sequel.
Yep.
That's right.
My game, I chose Fantasy Life. Now this is a game that all three of us have played. I was kind of the champion of this game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think I like.
It was you, Nate.
I made it to the moon.
Oh, the moon.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
that's a thing.
I took my meat to
Yeah.
space, bro.
I didn't. Wow, I didn't even know.
Get
I didn't
the
get that
fuck
far.
out of here with
Um,
your casualness.
I didn't get that far.
But when the game came out, I was the one that was like, "You guys got to get it. We all got to get this game." You know, I was
Yeah, we
was
did.
championing for it. This game didn't seem to catch on like their other franchises did. For whatever reason, and I don't get it. Like, I love this game so much because it combines so many different things from other games that I love into one.
Yeah.
So it's got a huge. For those of you who don't know, it's an open world RPG, with a really extensive class/job system. You can switch between jobs and stuff whenever you want.
Yep.
So that's really fun.
And you can have multiple ones too, right? Like,
Yeah.
You can be a master, level up basically to be a master and all that, like in all these
Yeah.
different jobs.
I freaking loved it.
Yeah. So it's got like this huge open world to explore, but then it also combines a bunch of elements from like weird Japanese life sims like Animal Crossing and stuff that I
Yeah.
love. It's got an awesome character creator, which you'll quickly learn if we do more episodes of this. That is like that is one of my favorite features in a video game. It's got like a really awesome character creator. It's got a fun, like it's got really fun, quirky writing. It's got like I said, an awesome job RPG system, and the I can't get over the open world.
Yeah.
It's because it runs on a 3DS,
Yeah.
and the open world is huge, and there's like three different zones, four technically, but the fourth one's kind of spoilery.
Okay.
So you've got like the tropical zone, you've got the plains and the forests, and then you've got the desert.
Yep.
And then within those there are all sorts of caves. And you can play with people, so you can invite people into your world and you can quest together, you can all go off and explore it on your own. There are these huge like random boss battles that'll just happen. I just like it's a game that lost myself in. I think I have
Yeah.
100 hours exactly clocked in on it.
Are you
Well,
serious?
you know,
Yeah,
I remember coming into your game, and you you got the fisherman job, and we were
Yeah.
like looking for all the big fish, like
Yeah.
Yes.
in the different areas, basically, and then I would watch you try and like catch it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Co-op in that game was so much fun.
And it was so easy too.
Yeah.
Like it was like you just dropped in and played like, and it was so I forget if there was internet connectivity. I think there was. But we were
Pretty
always
sure.
together when we
Yeah.
played.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there was because I
Yeah.
remember I went home a couple weekends.
I think there
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
We were able to
But
play.
like
There was
some of my
matchmaking.
favorite 3DS memories are of this game and playing with you guys. Like
Yeah.
Carson, when we took on so one of the big bosses in the game and
The
kind of the
dragon.
game's mascot is the Nap
The
Dragon,
Nap
Yeah.
Dragon.
and he's really hard to beat. And
Yeah.
like me and you had fought him a couple times before
Yeah.
we actually beat him, and then when we did, it was so much fun.
We had to decide who got the reward though, because he drops
Yeah.
the thing, and you're like, you kind of have to like take turns and be communicative between the two of you, like when
Yeah.
you.
And it has that awesome loot system where like you get the bounty and it's worth a lot, but you have to lead it back to the town.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if it takes too much damage, it's destroyed and you don't get
Oh.
anything for it.
Frustrating at times.
So I mean, what did you guys? Because like I said, we all played this. So
Yes.
like, what about you guys and your experiences with it?
Well, for me, I remember, yeah, you were really, like saying it was really good and stuff, and I finally got it, and I believe I got it because there was like a lull of games.
Yeah. And then they just dropped this little sleeper hit. And
Right. Like I think it was like a month before Pokemon Alpha,
Pokemon.
Yes.
Sapphire, and
that's exactly
Ruby.
what it is.
I think that's what happened. And I was like, I really want to play Pokemon really bad, but there's this game that just came out, and I had nothing to play at that
Yeah.
time. I think I might have been playing Destiny too at that time, but at that point I had burned myself out of Destiny
Yeah.
like really hard.
Yeah.
So
that was
I was
launch
like-
Destiny. That's when it wasn't too hot.
Yeah. So I got Fantasy Life, and what I loved about it was its visual style was really nice to look at, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
The designs are. It's got this like painterly storybook
Yeah.
look to it.
Love it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
good.
that's one of level 5's strengths. Like all their games are just so cool looking.
Yeah.
Those awesome 2D cutscenes
Yep.
in Fantasy Life that you only got every so often, but
Now, I think I probably put in around like 25 hours probably into Fantasy Life. I did not beat it or anything. I'm sure it takes probably. Did any of you two beat it?
Beat the main story, yeah.
You
I beat the main.
story?
I beat the main story, but I haven't 100%ed it.
No.
Right. I'm sure that's really hard.
Nate, didn't you do all the jobs?
I'd
Holy cow.
have to look back at the game, but I had, what was it, the Paladin,
Uh-huh.
Chef, the Miner, Wizard, and maybe
Oh, my.
one or two other ones were either mastered or
Yeah.
close to mastered. I was
Yeah.
going for like the Grand Master, whatever
Grandmaster.
the super
Yeah.
high one was for the Paladin, but I needed like a 4-person team to deal with a boss or something like that.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
I just never got to it.
So yeah, like
And I gotta boot this game back up.
I stayed pretty. I didn't get too deep into the game, but I did have fun exploring the world, which is probably my favorite thing to do in most games, like adventure
Yeah.
games. Is just get out there and like see where they're like, what's what and where it is and all that. And then like the random encounters was really cool. Like to just be in a dungeon, all of a sudden like this big like creature kind of like starts like running after me.
Dude, and there's a challenge level there too,
Yeah,
and that's what I like. it wasn't too hard, but it wasn't too easy
No,
either.
yeah.
It was just right.
It had a little bit of a curve.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I forget like there's all the main game, and then they have a DLC pack too,
It
Really?
had like pet
which
dragons.
which adds pet dragons in a whole nother area to quest in
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff.
Yeah, I think I bought that. I didn't get very far in it.
I
Wow.
bought it. I bought it too, but I just haven't gotten around to playing it because there's so much to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I like about this. It's kind of what I like about Skyrim too, is that like you kind of decide when you beat the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know, there's a main story to play, obviously, but like you don't really have to pay attention to it
Yeah.
if you don't want to.
Right.
And you can kind of make your own narrative. And I think in games like this, those are the best stories, are like the stories that you and your friends come up with
Yeah.
from playing it. So Nate, what about you with your experiences with this sorely underappreciated gem?
I mean, I already just said that I played a shit ton of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hours I put into it.
The master himself is here.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
'cause
God.
You
God tier.
God tier.
God is in the game.
That's right.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I did not get too far
Dude,
in that game.
the
And his
story
name's
the story towards the end gets pretty
Heavy.
heavy
Yeah.
in terms of
That's
themes,
funny.
and like
That's really funny.
there's a character that's an alcoholic,
Oh,
and
jeez.
you and his estranged son have to kind of snap him out of it and
Yeah,
stuff.
oh my gosh.
No, but
Yeah.
like I loved it. Some of it was harder than others. Like leveling up like the minor classes
Yeah.
and the like just non-combat centered classes were difficult to do solo
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you didn't have a weapon. Like you ran around with an axe or like a cooking pot and a spoon or something like that.
Yeah.
'Cause when I first got it, I was like, I'm gonna be a chef and just cook food and beat people up with like frying pans. that's
And you can
not-
do that, but it doesn't go well.
No, it
Doesn't go
doesn't.
well.
Like, you
If I
can't run
remember
around.
correctly, I think you can hit with the fishing rod,
You can, but you do so little
but you
damage.
do so little damage.
Nice.
Exactly.
If you ran up and hit the nap dragon with it, you would just stay asleep.
Yeah.
Like it just wouldn't do enough damage. No, but like I remember I played it for the longest time solo because either nobody was on or I was just like I'm gonna do this paladin shit and just keep
Yeah.
pushing it. And then eventually I just couldn't do anymore. And then I was like, well, I need better armor. Like I just love that it forced you to switch classes
Yeah, and
because like I need armor, I need this weapon. Well, I need to go. I could just need to go mine this shit now, so I could go to the blacksmith job and build shit.
yeah,
It's what I wish like the crafting was in like Warcraft.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Because that's one of my least favorite parts
Yeah.
of Warcraft is the crafting. But Fantasy Life like streamlined it so much. It was
Yeah.
really great. I loved how necessary co-op felt. Like
Yes.
sometimes games tack on multiplayer and you're like, did this need it? But I think Fantasy Life really benefited from that experience because like we've been saying, a lot of our favorite memories with the game are the memories that we
shared together.
shared together.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right.
Marley's
But,
breaking out in the song.
Kumbaya.
So that's Fantasy Life. It is getting a sequel. Sadly, it is a mobile town builder.
That's right.
Oh
I totally forgot about
Yep.
that.
And
Oh, no.
They're keeping part of the open world, but it's only the plains area, if I remember correctly.
That is disappointing.
Yup. So
You just got my hopes all like, oh that's right, sequel. It's a mobile town. Oh god, no.
yup. So it's basically Fantasy Life Farmville.
Oh.
R.I.P. Fantasy Life. We'll always have that one perfect experience.
Maybe we'll get
Dang,
some
man.
weird soccer game in a few years.
Maybe. So Carson, what is your underappreciated?
All right.
Is
So,
it
we're gonna-
Smash Bros?
Nope, that's definitely not underappreciated. So
You take that back.
I'm gonna dive into the world of Fire Emblem here. All right.
We're all screwed.
Now-
All those anime boys and all them big swords.
Also known as Waifu Simulator, most recently.
Face Toucher 2016.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
That's right.
they
about
just
that.
they just like had a terrible like flashback
Flashback.
of memories.
oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I still haven't beat that game.
So actually, it's funny you said Smash Brothers, So, quick history of me with Fire Emblem. I didn't know what Fire Emblem was until I played Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I saw Marth and Roy in that game.
Is Roy your
And I was
boy?
like, who are these characters? Like, I know all these other Nintendo characters, but Fire Emblem was like this niche, like Japanese game, very Japanese game.
So
For
what
a
you're
while.
telling me is you didn't know these characters because this was the beginning of your casualness.
Tick mark 3.
It honestly was the beginning of my gaming like career.
Was Smash Bros.
Okay.
Your first game?
Melee was the first game that I really played. Like
Wow.
a lot of.
It explains a lot about you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Probably.
I'm not gonna go on to it.
Okay. All right. So I was like wondering what these two characters were, and around like 2005 is when Fire Emblem Path of Radiance came out. I'm guessing I think that's Fire Emblem 8 or 9. I forget the numbers. But so my underappreciated game is its sequel after Path of Radiance,
okay.
which features Ike, who's also in Smash Brothers now.
Yep.
And Radiant Dawn is its sequel. So Path of Radiance came out for the GameCube, and then its sequel came out for the Wii. So
Okay.
this was in 2005 was the first one, and then 2007 was its sequel.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk about Radiant Dawn because what's kind of interesting about it, it got pretty good reviews overall when it came out.
Like most of the Fire Emblem games.
Like most Fire Emblem games, they always score pretty well. However, at this point in the franchise's life, sales have been steeply declining. Pretty bad.
Yeah, well, the series is kind of going through a renaissance right now.
Yeah, and this is what happened. So Radiant Dawn came out, and I'm sure it sold really, really bad. Even though the Wii was doing so well, which is crazy. Like, a Wii game
There
came
was no
out.
bowling minigame.
Exactly. So,
Wait,
like,
why did a bunch of bowling mini games? I don't get.
Wii Sports?
Oh, I thought you were talking.
Just
about
like
the
that kind of
Wii
stuff.
the Wii was just full of
Oh,
shovelware that was copying what Wii
Yes.
Sports did.
Right.
I
And
understand.
sadly, the shovelware is what people were buying.
So when Radiant Dawn came out, it could not cut into the market with all those Wiis being sold and stuff like that. It didn't matter. It was just too obscure of like a game, really. So it came out, and I was a huge fan of Path of Radiance.
I started playing Path.
And I got you starting to play it. And what's interesting about it is it was the franchise's first time coming into like the 3D, kind of like with models and stuff like that.
Okay.
They got away from their pixel-based graphics,
Okay.
which they had for so long in the franchise. And honestly, it looked really good. Like, I love the pixel animation and stuff that it had in the battles. But this is the first time they went ahead and went all 3D. So if you've played Fire Emblem before, you're looking down on the battlefield and you see all the characters there. So they had like very low poly character models on the like battlefield to look at while you're fighting. And then when you fought, it would segue into like a side view of higher res models, basically. And then they would do their move, like their attack, and then dodge or miss, or all that would like take place there.
No damage.
Now, I started playing one of the Fire Emblems on the Wii. All I remember was there was a girl, and she had a pet bird.
So the silver-haired maiden, Micaiah, she is the co-protagonist with Ike in the second game which is Radiant Dawn.
Okay.
So it leads off from the events of Path of Radiance. So Ike does his thing, and we all think that I don't want to get too spoilery, because these games, the best thing about these two games is I feel like the story is the best that I've played in the franchise.
Okay.
And I've played Fire Emblem Sacred Stones on the Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, Fire Emblem Awakening, and then Fire Emblem Fates. So out of those 5 games, the storyline in Path of Radiance continued into Radiant Dawn, for me, is so good. There are like twists and turns. They deal with like racism a lot, because there's a race of people called the Lagoos, which are half like
cat,
human, half beast.
Oh, or
and
is
they're
it like
severely discriminated like upon and stuff like that.
Just
is
a
it
little bit.
is it like the toggle in Awakening, the bunny
Yes.
chick
Yep.
Pan, I think
Yep.
her name is.
In the newer games, they've segued away from it. Like there are a few of them in there, like animal people that can change into animals. But
Yeah.
in Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, they're all over the place.
And they
Like
Oh,
there are multiple characters that you can get that can go into a beast form.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really big part of the game. So
but nobody
there's a
likes
lot
it.
of political like treachery and stuff going on too in the story as well. And I love like just getting the support conversations for like your characters just to talk and stuff. There's some really witty dialogue. So I was just like so enamored with this franchise, and that's what got me into it. So I'm just kind of like sad that to see like these two games that I love so much, they barely sold at all and almost ended the franchise altogether because they didn't sell. And I think we all remember there was an interview with one of the developers saying if Awakening did not sell well enough, they were going to cancel the franchise.
Yeah, Fire
And it
Emblem
was
is gonna
over.
be yeah.
Which is when I saw that, I was so scared because Fire Emblem is so cool. Like
I mean, it's all right.
you really got into
Yeah, I
Awakening,
got really
Nate, right?
into it.
Like that was your first game.
Yeah.
And-
Oh,
Here and say how much
Awakening
fun.
was the first one that I like comprehend. Like I really got into.
Yeah.
I still haven't beaten Awakening.
That's
my
right,
problem-
you
my-
mother.
My problem is that every time I start to play it,
Yeah.
I get really into it. I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I play a lot of it all at once. And then right when I get towards the end,
Yeah.
I burn myself out. Because I play it nonstop, and then I just get to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to
Stop
take
restarting and just finish the story.
and I've got 2 playthroughs that are both like 5 or 6 chapters I think away from the end.
Yeah.
You're a terrible person, Marley.
One thing I'll say also that I love about the franchise is they have these beautiful CG cutscenes for some of the main story moments. Like we
Yeah.
saw them in Awakening and Fates. I guess you haven't seen them yet, Marley, but
No.
you played some of Fates, right?
Fates is the newest one?
Yeah, there's Birthright and Conquest.
Yes.
You saw some of like the trailers. We've all seen the trailers and stuff. Like the cutscenes are beautiful.
Yeah.
Even
And
beat this
what
time.
was cool in Radiant Dawn, so there were a few in Path of Radiance, like 6 of them, and I always, when I was like 15 years old, I was like, I can't wait to get to the next story point where there's a CG cutscene, because it was so cool.
Right.
And then in Radiant Dawn, it's like even a longer game, and they have even more cutscenes, so I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And they made it was even better. Like, the style they used, and then the combat was so cool, like,
I wonder why that franchise, why it took so long for it to find its footing
well, I
over
think
here.
so for a long time it didn't change. For a long
Yeah.
time. And I think with Awakening, they finally did a lot of new things and made some adjustments to how it plays to make
Uh-huh.
it more appealing to
What did the
a broader
first
audience.
Fire Emblem come out on? The SNES?
Whew. It's an old franchise.
Because I was going to say, if the first one came out around that time,
Yeah.
you know, maybe what happened to Fire Emblem is what happened to Dragon Quest, and that Final Fantasy just had too much of a foothold.
Yeah.
Because like
Possible.
Dragon Quest is huge in Japan, but
Right.
it never found its footing over here because Final Fantasy just kind of came in and snatched everyone up.
I know for a long time. So the Super Famicom is what it was called over in Japan.
Yeah.
And for a long time, Fire Emblem didn't even come over to the West for a long time. I know.
Oh, okay.
That. And I don't know what the first one was to come over to the West, but I know that. So there were Sacred Stones for the Game Boy Advance, and I'm sure there were a few that came out before that over here in the West, but they ended up remaking some for the DS. So
okay.
Marth was the first hero, I believe, and he had 2 games. Shadow Dragon, I believe, is one,
Uh-huh.
and they remade him for the DS in like 2007 or so.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And
2007.
what sucked too, those games sold really bad also.
Oh wow.
So like those DS games, and the DS was selling like crazy also, like the Wii.
So nobody wanted it.
So no, like yeah, the message was clear, like these games are not selling. So like then they made that proclamation, like if Awakening doesn't sell, we're canceling the franchise.
They're all like, let's buy this game so the next game.
Yeah.
You know why Awakening sold? It was because of the waifus.
Not gonna lie, that was a huge part of it. I
That-
guarantee it.
It's as sad as it is to admit, that's definitely part of it.
The
People are
marriage
like,
system, man.
ooh, I can get with this anime girl.
Yeah,
Totally.
See, I just like the whole idea of the children and the children.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
That
really
is
cool.
what sold me was being
That
able
was
to like
cool.
when you paired up certain people,
Yeah.
you got certain offspring.
Totally. And that was never used in any of the other games. They always had a support system, which you could like if you had
stronger with each other.
if you had conversations when you were in your barracks, they would increase your
Right.
like
When
yeah
you-
make
when you
them
fought
stronger.
next to
If they
each
were
other.
next to each other, they would get bonuses.
right, but now that you had an
And that was the
extra
extent of
bonus
it.
to
But now, yeah,
almost story based.
right. They made
You know
it
what's
more
real
like,
weird? In Awakening, your player character can get with some of the offspring
Yes.
characters.
Yes.
In Fates, you can marry your adopted sister.
Nice. Keeping it classy here
Yep.
in Fire Emblemville.
Like always.
It's
All right.
real weird.
Well, Nate, that brings us to you.
I don't want.
What is
I
your
don't want
what is your underappreciated game?
Game I remembered loving a lot and never had anybody to actually play it with because nobody else ever wanted to play it, which is real sad because it's a key part of the game. Is Army of Two.
Army
One
of
would
who?
say that the co-op is probably central to
Yeah.
its gameplay design.
Like, yeah, it has this. Basically,
Who
for
plays co-op anymore? Come on.
right? It's
Dude,
all
games are
about-
getting rid of co-op.
It's dumb.
It's sad.
Why? That's a whole nother.
Yeah,
So
that's a whole
sad.
nother
It's
thing.
a whole nother
All right, continue.
episode.
For those who don't know, Army of Two was a third-person shooter game where you're playing some mercenary, doing mercenary type stuff. But what separated from the other games was it was co-op centered. Like it was you and a partner, and whether or not you were playing with a friend or with the computer-assisted partner, there were sections of the games where you couldn't beat it unless you worked with that partner.
Oh.
Where like you had an enemy who needed to be distracted one way, and for your partner to go around behind and shoot him the other way. And the way of doing that was kind of dumb. If you had a really flashy gun, he would look at you more, I guess. If you
Yeah.
had a golden gun compared to the other guns and diamond encrusted guns. But no, you played it, right, Marley? A little bit.
I played a little bit of it with our friend Kyle.
All right, you didn't play it
Because
at
he
all.
was Kyle was really into it for a while.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. The customization of all your gear, I really liked, and your face masks, because they wore weird mask pieces of armor. I don't know what you want to call them. Masks
Yeah,
would
like
be,
tactical
I guess,
masks.
would be the right term.
Yeah.
But each one you can customize them both. You can customize all your weapons to have like ridiculous things on them just to make them dumb.
And if I remember correctly, because like the first game, if I'm remembering, it kind of took itself seriously.
Yeah.
And then in the second game, that's when they got real wacky with like leopard print and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
they gave you some weird options. Unfortunately. No.
What I remember is, back to the point about co-op being central to its design, is if you played with a friend, it went totally smooth.
Yeah.
If you played with an NPC guy as the part of the Army of Two,
You had no way to control them.
it real quickly fell apart.
Because a lot of games that have that, like, where you need that second player, it gives you controls to, like, tell him, go here, fight over here, call aggro on this guy. No, it was an AI, basically a really, like, way of putting it, which was an AI. It thought what it had to do and thought what you were doing and built strategies off of it.
Yeah.
But it didn't always work great.
No.
And for a game centered around co-op.
A lot of AI in the early like PS3, Xbox 360 gen, not the best. Like,
Well, I mean, dude, that's a problem even now, kind of.
Yeah.
Like I loved The Last of Us, but there
Uh-huh.
were times in that game where Ellie or any of the other human characters just I'd be stealthing and she would just run out.
You don't want me to stand right next to you while there's some of those clicker things right there?
Yeah, she
You
would
don't
just
want that?
run out and alert all the clickers, and I'd be like, okay.
I guess we're
Yeah.
fighting. Get the flamethrowers. Let's do this.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's like still a problem in some games
I want a
today.
sequel to
I know-
that game.
I think really like games that are good with AI. I know Halo's gotten really good with their AI, and Assassin's Creed has some pretty good AI. I think, like for the huge world,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
feel like the AI is really good.
Until you need them to do something very specific, and then they don't.
Yeah,
do that.
until-
Yeah, it struggles.
Or
yeah.
you have that game and you try to climb something and it doesn't work. It's not like climbing is a key part of the game. Assassin's Creed.
They've gotten kind of. I don't know. I've stopped playing that game, so that franchise.
Sadly.
That franchise has broken my heart.
Yeah.
In so many. That's once again another topic for another time.
So
Um,
Army of Two, Nate.
Yes.
There were 3 games. Is
There
that
were
true?
3. I only played 2 of them. The
So
first
I don't
one,
even remember the Devil's Cartel. That's
Yeah.
the 3rd one.
It's
I don't even remember
Army
that.
of
Neither
2,
do I.
And then Army of 2, the 40th Day, and then the Devil's Cartel.
I remember the first one and the 40th day, but I have no idea what the Devil's Cartel is.
Yeah, that came out in 2012, and
What?
I don't
Oh my
remember
God.
that
Wow.
even being announced.
Dang.
And that's maybe it was like just not good, and so they just kind of quietly released it and just let it.
Yeah. So this was an EA.
It was EA.
EA Montreal
Yeah, they're the one who.
is the one that published
Published
it.
it.
So
Okay.
it was by a big publisher,
Yeah.
but I guess they just let it go.
I don't know why.
Let it
was-
go.
God, what
Let
did you
it
do?
go.
What have you done?
Can't hold it back
Triggered frozen.
anymore.
Just like rub your nose in it. Look what you've done.
Oh no.
Look what
Can't
you've
sing
done.
more than 10 seconds of it, or Disney might sue us.
Oh no.
They just need to let it go.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any other like underappreciated games that you?
I do.
I have others as well, but I don't know how much time we have to go over them.
I
We
could-
can start listing them.
We could
Not
like
really
say
talk
some
about
brief
Yeah.
some brief ones just to throw them out there, just in case if like our listeners want to
Go for it,
just
Carson.
check out a wealth of like underappreciated games.
Go
They need to be appreciated. Okay.
for it. What is your next
All
game
right.
on your list?
Next underappreciated game.
Number 2.
Number 2.
You
Prince of
forgot.
Persia 2008.
Oh, controversial pick.
So this game actually got fantastic reviews. So I almost
The
didn't
fan
put it-
base didn't like it.
Yes, the fan base hated it because it wasn't Prince of Persia, and what they
It was Assassin's Creed.
no, it wasn't Assassin's Creed.
What was it?
It was still Prince of Persia, but they totally like scaled back the combat
No.
and made it all 1v1 combat. There were
Okay.
no like crowds of enemies or anything like that. The parkour like gameplay was still intact. But I think they made the game even more like fantastical than it already was.
Okay.
Like, it's not taking place in Persia or anything. It's taking place in some crazy fantasy land that I can't even remember the name of. But what's so cool
Prince
about it
of Fantasyland.
is we were just talking about bad AI. It had really good AI. You had a companion character with you, a woman, and she had magical powers, and she's there to help you along throughout the game.
What
and
the
that
fuck,
was
Army of 2? That game could pull it off.
that was like Army of Two. It had
It's a key part of the game.
the AI.
guys.
She was really well handled. Now a lot of people complained about it being too easy because technically in that game you cannot die. There's no death.
Okay.
When you fall,
She reses you.
Elika, I think is her name, she reses you immediately. Like, she saves you. She pulls you back real quick. Because she can, like, teleport.
Oh, that's lame.
Okay.
There's
So
no
you can never
threat of
die.
dying.
You can never die.
What if you fall? Or not fall. What if you get killed in combat?
You're always saved.
So there's no
She,
checkpoint.
like, jumps in and, like, saves you. Like, puts her hands up in front of the... So there's... Yeah.
Why the fuck doesn't she just
So-
do all this shit then?
That's...
Why does she need you?
I was wondering that. but...
Just get right between
But
combat?
the prince is really cool though too. His fighting style is split in between like his sword, melee, and then Elika, you can use her to combo in with your attacks.
Yeah.
So
But the prince can fall. The prince can die.
yeah, but he can wall run.
Oh,
can't wall run.
lordy. She can teleport.
He's got a cool claw hand
She can
to let him
teleport.
like wall run and stuff.
Is any of the time travel stuff still there?
So there's no time travel. So that was.
Why the hell is it a Prince of Persia game then?
It's weird, man. Like it's totally different from all the other Prince of Persia
Seems like
games.
it's a Prince of Persia game in title alone.
It seems like they really wanted to try something new for the franchise. And what I would say is this game is fantastic for people who have never played Prince of Persia.
Okay, that's fair.
Like it also has a fantastic visual style too. They went for a more like toony kind of look. It's not trying to be realistic at all. So, quick rundown of what you have to do is like there's a world, and it's all fit for like running around a wall running and stuff like that. And then you come across these guardians. Basically, there's 4 of them, and you fight them multiple times. And each one is a 1v1 battle that's very intense. So you have to be comboing with Elika all the time, not like camping, even though it's intense.
Yes. I'm glad you understood what I was saying.
So all these 1v1 combats, each enemy is very different from the other. So I don't want to spoil anything.
Then don't.
But there's one point in the game, remember when I said that you can't die?
Yes.
There's a part of the game that makes you use that mechanic in beating one of the bosses. And it's really interesting. Like, you don't think of it because, like, if you can't die, you're like, this doesn't matter. I can jump to my death all the time. But they actually make it a mechanic to beat one of the bosses, and it's really interesting.
That's dumb.
It's the only way you could understand what I'm saying is if you actually play the game. So there's my quick pitch for Prince of Persia 2008.
Well, the only other game I was really thinking of, well, there's 2. Luigi's Dark Mansion. What was it?
Luigi's Dark Moon, you pleb.
Why do I keep saying Dark Mansion? He goes into a mansion.
Yeah, the first one is called Luigi's Mansion.
That's right, it's Luigi's Mansion. But it's Luigi's Dark
I'll give you a break.
But I played that.
Still pleb.
Fuck, I'm gonna stab you with whatever I can find. I got knives in here, man. I love that game a lot.
That was good.
The other one that I was thinking about was the first Crackdown game. Well, the Crackdown in general.
Okay.
It let me be a superhero cop.
Yeah.
And you just got stronger and lighter because you could just jump. You just defied gravity.
Huh?
That was, like, people loved the first one. The second one, not so much.
I don't remember the second one as well.
And the franchise went away for a long time after that. We're supposed to be getting a third one.
It's been delayed multiple times, I think.
Yeah, they've kind of gone radio silent on it.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of fun with the first Crackdown, too. Not so much with the second. Yeah, that cel-shaded comic book.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And, like, the voice, like, overs when you fought, but, like, the command center voice. And
yeah.
I don't know. I loved it.
The wacky cars and stuff.
The wacky cars that evolved with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my kind of 2 quick picks. First, Bayonetta 1 and 2. These are both fantastic, crazy, over-the-top action games. I understand why they're not more popular, but I wish they are. Like, you would think the game is more popular by the loudness of the fan base, but that really is just how passionate the fan base is.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, over-the-top action. I think it's the most satisfying game I've ever played where you have to string together combos and stuff.
Yep.
It's just crazy. Bayonetta is amazing. She is so cool.
Your other one?
I love her so much. I can't wait for that amiibo.
Oh, yeah, the amiibo.
Oh, God. We got it started.
Haha, joke's on you all. This is Marley's amiibo hour. Strap in, mofos.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm going to go, like, cook, like, a whole steak and maybe get some pizza. I'll be back in, like, 40.
And my other one is kind of the Dragon Quest franchise as a whole.
Okay.
Like I said, here in America, they thought Dragon Quest would totally take off.
Yeah.
But they didn't anticipate what a hold Final Fantasy had on the market over here. And this was before Square and Enix were one company, because it used to be Squaresoft and Enix, and they were separate companies.
Right.
And so they were competing. Now that they're merged, Dragon Quest is a Square Enix franchise.
Used to be Dragon and Quest, and then they came together as well, right?
I hate
That
you.
was close.
I hate you so much. Um,
You're
um, but the franchise has always been more niche than Final Fantasy. At least over here,
Definitely.
you haven't always gotten all of the games. But and I kind of get like I think it just released at the wrong time. I think if it had come out at the height of the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z craze, I
Huh?
think it totally would have taken off.
Yeah, if they
Um,
marketed it right and stuff.
yeah. But it never happened. So it's been very frustrating as an American fan because you never know which one of the games you're gonna get. Like Dragon Quest X is out in Japan and it's an MMO.
Right.
Like it's an open world MMO with the Dragon Quest Akira Toriyama style. Like
Right.
so it's frustrating. But if you do want to play a Dragon Quest game and a really good one at that, 7 was just remade for the 3DS, which a lot of people consider the best one, and 8 is also coming to the 3DS in May, I think. And
Yeah,
8
I
is
think.
another one that people really, really like. 8 is one of my favorites.
And which one's confirmed for the NX? Is that 11 or
Uh,
something? The newest one?
I think they said 10.
Yeah, is that
I
okay?
think they said
yeah.
they would be porting 10 to the NX.
Yeah.
So, well, here's hoping. But I think that is where we are going to wrap
it's a good
today's
spot.
episode
Yeah.
up. We've kind of rambled and whatnot. So Fantasy Life,
Radiant
Dawn,
Yep. Fire Emblem.
and
Army of Two.
Army of Two. Check those out. Carson, where can the people find you?
So, I am primarily on Save Station on YouTube, mainly. We have a Twitter as well, so that's save at... Oh, gosh, I don't even know what Twitter is.
I don't even know Twitter.
I believe it's actually at Carson Save. That is what my Twitter is.
Okay.
So, and our YouTube videos will always get posted to our Twitter as well as our YouTube subscription box. So that's where you can find me at. Nate's the same, actually.
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have
Nate's
it
the exact same.
All right. Well, you can find me on YouTube. I'm Marley D. Haven't posted anything in like 2 weeks. Because life's been kind of hectic. But when I do post, I talk about all sorts of things. I talk about movies, comic books, video games, a lot of Pokemon stuff recently. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Rebellious Ewok
Nice.
because Marley D was taken by a hotbot porn star.
I believe it.
Yep.
You can also follow me on Instagram on Marley_SD. I really gotta just kind of rebrand and get it all the same.
Yeah.
But till next time, Carson, I'm gonna steal your catchphrase here.
Do it.
This has been the Checkpoint, and we will see you at your next save.